GPS standard number 1D. Define opportunity cost as the next best alternative given up when individuals, businesses, and governments confront scarcity by making choices. This is covered in Chapter 1, Section 2, and entitled Opportunity Cost. And what we talk about is that when you make a decision between two scarce items, then you make a trade-off. People make trade-offs every single day. Just about their whole lives is based on making decisions. One that the book likes to use and economists like to use is the decision between and the trade-offs between guns or butter. Easy way to explain this would be the Soviet Union during the 80s had to make a decision on whether to compete militarily with the United States or to feed its people. It chose to compete militarily with the United States in the arms race, and basically their people starved, their economy collapsed, and the Soviet Union broke up and fell apart. So they did not make the right decision. Opportunity cost is the most desirable alternative given up when you make a decision. So, when they chose between guns or butter, and they chose guns, the most desirable alternative would be food. Eating its people, feeding its people, and it chose not to, and that was obviously a higher opportunity cost because they were not actually at war with the United States at that time. They were in a Cold War, but not an actual war, but they decided to compete to the point that, that they starved their people. Maybe it would have been better to feed their people and not compete with the United States as much. I don't think, I might be wrong, but I don't think we would have nuked them just because we had more nuclear bombs than they did. And because we won, we'd nuke them. I think there were so many nuclear bombs at that time that they could have blown up the world 200 times, and who needs that many nuclear bombs? Also, they could have thought at the margin a little bit more. Thinking at the margin is when you make compromises between two decisions. For instance, if you have a choice of going to a party or going to the movies, you may decide to go to the early movie, watch the movie and get to the party a little bit late, and go out to the party, and have just a little bit of time to have fun with your friends versus just going to the movies, okay, and not going to the party, or just going to the party and not going to the movies. You get the best of both worlds. One more example the book gives is choosing between waking up early to study or sleeping in and just getting up and going and taking the test. You could wake up 3 hours early and lose 3 hours of sleep, or you could not and sleep in all the way until the class starts, walk in and take the test but lose 3 hours of study. Or you could sleep in, wake up an hour and a half earlier. And so you lose an hour and a half of sleep, but you gain an hour and a half study time. So thinking at the margin enables people to make rational decisions. That would be the end of GPS standard number 1D, opportunity cost.